Hi everyone! In this video, we'll walk you through the complete process of creating and managing a job vacancy using the recruitment module in OrangeHRM. Recruitment starts with identifying the job need. To begin, go to the recruitment module and click on Vacancies. Here you can view a list of already created vacancies along with key details such as the vacancy name, hiring manager, location, published date, and the current status of each vacancy. Click on the Add Vacancy button. On the Add Vacancy screen, you'll be able to define all key details. First up, import from template. If you have a vacancy template ready, you can import details like the job posting, smart screening, or workflow information instead of starting from scratch. If you need the job posting info, just turn on Import Job Posting Information. Want to pull in your smart screening setup too? Enable Import Smart Screening Information. And if you'd like to carry over the workflow as well, simply switch on Import Workflow Information. Here, I proceed with creating everything from scratch. Next, we've got Vacancy. This is simply the name of the new role you're creating. For job title, just pick one from the job titles already set up in the system. Location is where the job will be based. Just select it from the list. Then there's subunit, that's the department or team where this role belongs. With Hiring Manager, you can assign one or even multiple people who will be in charge of the hiring process. Number of positions is where you say how many people you're looking to bring in for this vacancy. If you want to be extra careful with compliance, you can turn on candidate consent so applicants can agree to keep their data for future opportunities. And finally, resume requirement. Decide whether a resume is a must-have for applying. Once all fields are completed, click Save and Continue. Next up is the workflow screen. Here you'll see the default workflow for your vacancy. If you want to change any steps, just click on the step you want to edit, and the workflow editor will pop up. The stage name will be available by default. You can assign stage coordinators. Just a note, any interview stages with orange icons are default stages. That means you can't change the stage name or delete them, but you can still add stage coordinators. Need to add more steps? No problem. Just click the Add button next to any step. In the workflow editor, you can choose different workflow types like interview, test, or onboarding form. When you pick that, the standard test dropdown will show different test options you can include. The test outcome defaults to pass or fail, but you can customize that if needed. Finally, set the test coordinators for that stage and you're all set. Let's add another stage for the interview. So once a candidate passes the mobile interview, only then will they move on to the panel interview. This way, the process flows smoothly and makes life easier for HR. Next, give your interview a name and choose the type, whether it's a panel interview, a mobile interview, or a one-on-one. Then, pick who you want to have as interviewers, and finally, set the interview outcome. Here's how the application form appears to candidates. It includes a header, resume upload, personal details, custom questions, and a footer. If you enable the option to collect candidate consent details, that section will also appear on the form. You can also add custom questions. To edit the header, just click on it and use the built-in editor to add descriptions or images, making the form more personalized and engaging. The form also includes a field where candidates can upload their resumes. Candidates can fill in their personal details, like candidate name, contact info, and even how they found out about the job. Also, there's space for their social profiles like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Candidates can list their skills, and if they want, they can add additional notes too. To add a question, just click on Add Section. You'll get a field to type your question and choose the answer format. Once you pick the answer format, options will pop up so you can add possible answers. You can click Add Option to include more answers or Remove Option to delete any you don't need. If you want to make sure candidates can't skip a question, just toggle on the Required Question option. On the side panel, you have handy controls to add or duplicate questions, add new sections, or delete sections. You also have the option to give a name to each section, so you can organize your questions better and make the form clearer for candidates. Here, I'm adding 2 more questions to evaluate the candidate's job experience. Once everything is completed, just save the application form. Smart screening comes into play when there's at least one question created under a section, and no candidates have yet been added or applied to the vacancy. Smart screening rules are applied from top to bottom. It automatically reviews applications and identifies the best matches based on how candidates answered the questions in the vacancy application. Click on the Add rule to add a smart screen rule. You can also enable Include Archived Candidates if you want this rule to apply to archived candidates as well. Next, give your rule a name in the rule name field. To set it up, click Add Criteria. This will let you add conditions to your rule. If needed, you can delete the entire rule anytime using the Delete Rule button. Once you add criteria, you'll see the question and selection criteria fields. Click on the drop-down, and then you will see the questions you have previously added in the application form. Choose a question to proceed. Next, you need to set a selection criterion. Click on the drop-down. You'll find 4 options: is empty, is not empty, is in, and is not in. Now, the system will automatically compare it to the candidate's answer based on the rule you have set up. In the next field, choose the answer you want to match with the candidate's response. For example, you could set it so that candidates with more than 5 years of experience are automatically shortlisted. If there's a match, you can decide whether to shortlist, reject, archive, or delete the application. Select a criterion to proceed. If you want to remove a question from the rule, simply click Delete Question. This is the final section, Job Posting. Here you'll add a job posting title, which will be displayed as the vacancy name. Then fill in the job posting information such as job title, location, summary of the role, responsibilities, skills and experience required, educational requirements, benefits. Once you've entered all the details, you can either save it as a template for future use or publish it right away by clicking the Publish button. Confirm by selecting Yes, Publish. After publishing, you'll have 2 options: Close Vacancy or Unpublish Vacancy. If you want to save this vacancy as a template for future use, just click the Save as Template button. Give your template a name and a description. Then, if you want to save the job posting details, turn on Add Job Posting Template. Want to include your smart screening setup? Enable Add Smart Screening to Template. And if you'd like to keep the workflow information too, enable Add Workflow to Template. Finally, click on the Save button. Once you publish the job vacancy, it will be published on your company website and the RSS feed. If you click on the website, you can see a preview of your job posting. Click the Apply button to see exactly how this will appear to a candidate. You also have 3 options for publishing the job vacancy to your preferred job boards: CareerJet, Jubal, and LinkedIn. Just pick the one you want and click on the Publish button, and your job post will go live there. Once the vacancy is published, you can find it listed under the Vacancies section. If you need to make changes, simply click on the Settings button next to the vacancy to edit its details. That's how you can create a job vacancy in OrangeHRM, from setting up the details to publishing it for candidates to apply. Thank you for watching this video. To learn more, contact us at goldsupport@orangehrm.com or visit our website at www.orangehrm.com.